Hello. Welcome to yet another day in my adventures of sewing. First off, this is your first time seeing it. I want to introduce you to my fashion studio, sewing studio, whatever you want to call it. It is a work in progress, not completely done yet. I have two little bookshelves set up over here that's going to hold my bolts of fabric and all my other little sewing tools and things like that. The area where you see the mirror, that is going to be where my cutting table is going to be. I'm currently in the process of trying to strike a deal with a friend for a good table to cut on. And I do want to apologize for the lighting in here. I have my window blinds open, I have my light on, but it's still not enough. But I just wanted to retreat here for the day because it's more calming and more relaxing. So, picking up where we left off on the last video, I was applying the interfacing to the front of the corset. So the next step on that is actually stitching all those pieces together. So whenever you stitch any garment, unless it states otherwise, it is going to have a 5/8 inch seam allowance. If you do not know exactly how to measure 5/8, it's nothing to worry about. It is very simple. You can get yourself a little seam gauge, which looks generally about like this right here. It's going to be 6 inches long. For every inch, you will see 8 hash browns. So you'll just count the hash browns, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whenever you get to 5, that's going to be your 5/8 inch mark. You can simply take and put that edge there onto the edge of your fabric, and wherever the tip ends, that is going to be your 5/8 inch mark. You can simply put a dot there, because if your throat plate on your sewing machine does not have it numerically marked as 5/8, you can simply put it underneath your presser foot and you can measure it out accurately. And wherever it comes out to 5/8, you can just take a permanent marker like I had to do, because the manufacturer of my machine only put the little slits in the throat plate. So just for future reference, that way you won't have to struggle measuring again in the future. Just take yourself a permanent marker and make that mark on your throat plate. Okay, so as you can see, well, anytime I start a video, I'm going to show you the end of the process. That way I don't take up too much of your time. So I have already stitched up several seams. See, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 4. So I am just going to go over the last 2 with you here. And one thing that I do whenever I sew, all rings come off. And I just put a little bit of baby powder on my hands just to get it completely dry. That way whenever I grab my pins, I can grab it without worrying about my hands being so sweaty to where I can't get a good grasp onto the pins. Okay, so we are going to start. I've got my 5/8 inch mark down on the presser. Whenever you begin a stitch and whenever you end a stitch, it is always important to do a reverse stitch. That way the top and the bottom is always secure, that whenever you do a second stitch, it's not going to come out, so you don't have to worry about your garment falling apart. So just do a couple of stitches on a reverse stitch. And one other thing, whenever you do sew, it's not a good idea to sew over your pins. I know most people do that, but if you sew over a pin, that could actually cause damage to your sewing machine. So anytime you come across a pin, just ease up on the presser foot and pull it out. Yeah, everything looks good. Okay, so here we go. I'm in action. And if you have curves, just make sure that the curve does stay on that 5/8. So anytime you're sewing a curve, just make sure that you go at a slower speed. It's funny, whenever I first started sewing, anytime I came across a pin, I had to stop. Pull the pin out, keep going. But like I said, you do get better with practice. So the better you get, the more easier it'll be to pull pins out as the machine is still going. And it's also very important to keep the fabric taut. So whenever you sew, just hold the back and guide the front. Okay, so I'm coming up upon the end of this stitch now. So I'm going to do a reverse. And I always go forward one more time. Just cut that one. Cut the ends. There we go. Last stitch, guys. Alrighty. Let me go ahead and cut that one as well. Okay. 5/8 lined up. Good to go. Reverse. There we go. I love the sound of a sewing machine. Got a little bit of fabric caught. Not a good thing. Whenever you sew, make sure that your fabric is straight front and back. And for some reason, this is coming up very weird. I will just take a look at that when I finish this one. Definitely want to take a look at this right here. See exactly what happens.
Recording.
Okay, so that's good. We've got all these stitches seamed up. As you can see, no more pins. Straight seams, no puckers. So that's it for now, and I will catch up with you on the next video.